FNAF the movie came out, and I, as well as many others in my age range, were Kubrick staring at this movie's oncoming deliverance in anticipation to what may very well be the most important film of our generation. But was it? For me, no. But darn it, it was a fun ride. After watching it, my mind has been on what I can only describe as an emotional roller coaster, trying to figure out my thoughts and fully come to an opinion whether it was actually good or bad. And the truth is, I still don't know yet. The movie is super flawed. Vanessa was completely unnecessary and felt more like a plot device than an actual character. Springtrap came out of nowhere if you weren't someone who saw Springtrap in the trailers and went, hey, that's Springtrap. And the horror of this movie was completely absent due to anticlimactic deaths at the hand of cutaways. With each cutaway death, I'd find a little smug me smoking out of a pipe saying, this movie should have been rated R. But there was also Matthew Patrick, Balloon Boy jump scares. I swear this part in particular is my favorite part of the movie. Moments that made me go, what the hell? In a good way. And the movie had me invested after the boring first half had become the, yeah, alright, now I'm interested, second half of the movie. So what, you must be saying? Just say it was mixed. But dear viewer, I simply cannot come to a conclusion such as that because these factors I'm stating to determine a subjective opinion on a horror movie targeted towards children and people who were children in 2014's good and bad qualities are not mixed, but actually separated far apart from one another. That to say that it is mixed is to say that the landmass of Europe and North America are right next to each other when the FX's Atlantic Ocean starring Donald Glover separates the two by give or take a few thousand miles. So what am I, a YouTuber man who deems their success by video performance, supposed to do with an unfinished opinion in an environment where my win condition is usually achieved with hyperbolized statements to achieve engagement? A weaker YouTuber of nondescriptive identity would just cling to whichever one felt more marketable and make that opinion a part of their brand. But I soar the whatever, am not weak of mind or heart, and I refuse to tether myself to something I don't truly feel for the sake of a few extra clicks by saying Nick Brawl 2 is the worst game I ever played. I refuse, good sir, to morph what should, has, and will be a conscious and ever-flowing state of mind into that of a single word or number or score. Maybe in the past I would, but since then, I've started reading books more often, and now with my newfound knowledge, I will reach my hand outward and refuse to participate with normal society's expectations for my thoughts on the new Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and instead, with my outreached hand, grab life by the throat and what? And do what? My whole life has been spent trying to make others happy, make someone laugh, make someone think. My fondest moments in life have been that of making another person react to me. And now that I sit here in my throne built from the support of hundreds of people, I question its worth? What am I doing? These videos of Weezer trivia, Smash Bros. Lookalikes, and Sonic every once in a while are no better and subject to the same criticism I point at others and at this godforsaken movie. To point at this movie and say it was safe, milquetoast, or boring is ignorant of the fact that its place in the universe, while unimpressive to me, will mean the world to so many others. Ultimately, its role will more than likely be of more value to the universe than my existence as a living, breathing human being as a whole. Sure, I'm important to my partner, my family, and my siblings, and will continue to live an important life to my perspective and those around me's perspective, but widen the scope, and this damn Chuck E. Cheese movie will affect millions. Maybe some in a minor way, but others greater than anything I've ever done for another person, period. But here I stand, shouting as I want to point at a green or red color to just maybe have a few pieces of the universe acknowledge and validate my opinion. The more I begin to know about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, The more I realize I know nothing about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, the closer I think I am to the answer, the more I realize that the definitive answer is further away than I thought. The distance between, filled with doubt, anger, frustration, and sorrow for not just my current dilemma, but the world around me. I'm a series of experiences and events drowning in the water that is existing as me disguised as a boat to try and lead people to more constructive thought and education, and I seek comfort and refuge in the debris of consistent thinking, just for my own reckless curiosity to overturn my raft and send me back into the FX's Atlantic Ocean of my brain. This movie breaks me. Because as a result of human nature, I want nothing more than to put this movie into a box and move on with my life. But something keeps pulling me back to it, and resulting in me just spouting things about the movie as if they were numbers, hoping I can do the math to get something objective. But even such foolproof ideas are full of subjectivity. No matter which way I try to spin things, my answer would truly not be true. And my self-prescribed mission to be authentic gets muddied by such thought. Sure, to state a simple opinion would omit nuances, but it's still the general ballpark, right? In comparison to the standards and perspectives of others, I should be more authentic than them at least, yes? Maybe. But to the eyes of who matters most, that being myself, I am a compromising liar, parading around as an authentic self to cope with my discomfort of the world around me. Look at this little guy. Look at the way he looks. He makes me smile. But admittedly, he also unsettled me during the movie. He's so simple. It's just a PNG of a weird plastic balloon thingy child person, and yet it provokes such a response from me. What? You think he's stupid? Dude, no, you just don't get it. You lack the context that I have. This guy right here, he's my favorite part of the whole FNAF series, outside of maybe Mr. Hugs on Stage and Pizzeria Simulator. Hey, I'm allowed to enjoy the comedy more than the horror in Five Nights at Freddy's. It's just what I take from it the most. It's what I take from it the most. Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie, is fundamentally flawed. It lacks a lot of that oomph that I went into the movie hoping for, especially after being spoiled from what many independent fans were able to create with the same set of ideas and characters. But what it lacked in certain aspects of quality were made up with the fact that there resides multiple moments of tension and charm that created a movie that, despite all odds, I enjoyed. This movie is far from a masterpiece. And there's a part of me that just wants it to be bad, who wants me to sit here and tell you that it was a bad movie. But at the end of the day, it made me smile, god damn it. It made me experience joy. And I can't ignore that joy, because that's my authentic self. My authentic self isn't some statement that I can just throw out there and it holds its ground and it stays a constant thought. Because we all know by now that my Weezer tier list changes drastically in the span of a year. But despite this, my thoughts, my feelings hold meaning, even if it is just a response to something far more creative than mine. Peace and love. Eyesore signing out.